The Economic Policy Research Centre has released its latest report on Uganda's business climate, showing a slight decline in the first quarter of 2025. The findings were presented earlier today during a press conference held at EPRC offices in Makerere. In Uganda, businesses play a critical role, contributing approximately 75% to the country's GDP, 90% of the private sector, and 80% of the manufacturing output. The EPRC Business Climate Index, which tracks the performance and sentiment within Uganda's private sector, has dropped by 2.3 points from 91.1 recorded in the last quarter of 2024 to 88.8 in the first quarter of this year. Presenting the findings, Dr. Brian Serunjoji, a research fellow at EPRC, has linked the decline to reduced business activity, lower sales turnover, and profitability, pointing to growing operational challenges, particularly for micro and small enterprises.
The environment in which businesses are doing their activities declined by 2.3 index points from 91 index points, that is in the previous quarter. In this case, the previous quarter would be October to December 2024, and declined to 88. That is for the current quarter of January to March 2025. And what is causing this decline in the business environments? As you well know, that the quarter of October to December comes with increased business activity because of Christmas time.
Dr. Serunjoji has also noted that formal businesses in the agricultural sector registered the most significant decline. However, the manufacturing sector showed some resilience with a 4-point increase.
Agricultural sector, formal businesses that are into the agricultural sector registered the largest decline. You know that during the January to March quarter, we usually experience a drought. So business activity, because of this drought, it comes with reduced business activity within the agricultural sector, which is usually exacerbated by limited labor availability. Agricultural labor tends to move away when there's a drought.
The report also outlined major challenges impacting businesses, including multiple taxation, unreliable electricity supply, and competition from unregistered businesses.
We perceive multiple taxation as a key challenge. Multiple taxation, you very well know, businesses perceive that Uganda's tax code remains complex, riddled with a number of taxes, levies, fees. So businesses are being perceived that they are being overtaxed because besides the formal taxes, they are approached for payment of dues, could be garbage collection, could be ground rents, could be licenses. So all this is perceived as multiple taxation. Okay?
The business environment is also being influenced by broader socio-economic factors such as poverty. The latest figures from the Uganda Bureau of Statistics show a reduction in poverty levels from 20.3% in 2019 to 16% by the end of 2023-2024 financial year. EPRC Executive Director Dr. Sarah Sewanyana says this is a positive indicator that more Ugandans can now earn at least $1 a day.
We are still using the $1 a day to make sure that you can be able to monitor where we've moved since 1992 to date. But we do also have an upper poverty line. Those results were not presented there. We have an upper poverty line. And that upper poverty line is almost equal to the 1.9. Okay? And the reason why that poverty line does exist, the poverty line that was done in 1992 did not have gas, did not have MTA, the costs you incur on the telephones and so on.
Just last week, Parliament approved a 72 trillion shilling budget for the financial year 2024-2025. Dr. Ibrahim Kasirye, EPRC's Director of Research, is urging government to expand the tax base and reduce unnecessary expenditure, a move he says was effective when several agencies were rationalized last year.
Borrowing for productive infrastructure is good. At the same time, the budget means that the government has limited headroom in terms of maneuvering. And the only way to increase this headroom is by widening the tax base bringing more commodities under taxation or increasing compliance.
To tackle poverty and support business growth, government has introduced initiatives like Emyuga and the parish development model. According to Dr. Mbowa from EPRC, early research shows PDM is starting to positively impact local businesses.
I want to say here that EPRC, we went out to evaluate, undertake a process evaluation of the PDM program. That was in November 2024. By that time, government had the Minister of Finance had disbursed almost 1.9 trillion shillings. And that money had gone to the circles in the parishes. And we confirmed that 1.5 trillion had been received by beneficiaries.
EPRC has called on key ministries and government agencies to take targeted action, including tax reforms by Ministry of Finance and URA, better trade regulation by the Ministry of Trade and Local Government, and improved electricity infrastructure by the Ministry of Energy, all aimed at enhancing business sustainability and economic growth.
What type of taxes? And that's why in the nomination we are saying URA and the local governments need to put up awareness campaign or else streamline. Otherwise there's this perception of being overtaxed. So we tend to agree with you that there's need for education.
EPRC says the road to economic recovery and resilience lies in not just policy reforms, but in strategic coordination across sectors to support Uganda's business backbone. Naomi Namsoke for NSTV.